Chris Scalzo here with
Matt Howell. And this week on The First Run, we take one last ride with Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga as the famed, but I guess not well-regarded Warrens in the last entry in the Conjuring series, Conjuring Last Rites. What do you think about the Warrens, Chris? I mean, they're Connecticut natives.
the charlatans and pieces of shit. That's what I think about the Warrens. The fact that they, part of the deal to adapt their stuff was they couldn't mention any of the horrible stuff that they did. The people they basically tormented, or perhaps the alleged young sex slave that Ed kept in the house that he met when she was like 16 or 17.
Amazing.
So about 10, 15 years or so.
Yeah, I don't. I honestly know nothing about the Warrens, so I mean, I've heard rumblings of this stuff, but I've never, I'm not familiar with any of the specifics of it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and prey on people with different kind of forms of mental illness, make them think their houses are haunted, and then let's profit off of all of that. Sure, yeah, great, good for them.
Well, on that happy note. Matt Rife bought their house. You can stay in their house now.
Did he?
Yeah, he bought their house, and
does he live there?
He's renting it out, like an Airbnb. So basically,
It's hilarious to me that a piece of shit like Matt Rife would then go ahead and buy the house that the Warrens. Why? You know what? It makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
Why not Tony Hinchcliffe too? Get both of them to go in and start joining up in some kind of weird land real estate deals. I hate people. I'm having a very bad day.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there's nothing good going on. But yeah, for $2,000 a night, you can go and stay and do a paranormal investigation. Go hang out in the museum, check out Annabelle, those kinds of things.
Who cares?
I guess people who are into that stuff.
Screw that guy. Screw all those people. I'm clearly in the Mark Maron camp. If you've been following any of that stuff, have you seen the Elephant Graveyard video yet?
No.
Check that out on YouTube. Search for the Elephant Graveyard about, I think the title of it basically is how the apocalypse of comedy, or like how Joe Rogan is the Jonestown of comedy. It's very, very good, very funny.
Okay.
So you need to check that out, folks.
All right.
So Matt, I also wanted to give you I'm going to do you a favor.
Oh, you're going to do me a favor?
I am, because we're friends, and I'm going to help you out on this one.
Okay.
So initially, we were going to do highest to lowest.
Mm-hmm.
And then I texted Matt, the way my weekend was churning out, it didn't look like it was going to happen. I'm like, I can't pull this off. And then it worked out. So I watched it. But at that point, Matt had already moved on and would not have a chance to watch it. But I did watch it. And as a favor to you, I'll talk about it this week, so we don't have to talk about it next week, so you don't have to watch it.
Oh, that good, huh? Good.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's something else I was going to check out next week, just because. So,
Well, there you go.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've talked a lot about everything but the movie, so why don't we listen to a clip of it, and then we'll talk about the movie itself.
We will, but are we still doing the expanded Conjuring universe ranking at the end of this? We had talked about that. Did we connect
yeah, we can do that. I can do that on the fly.
All right, so can I. We'll do the we'll update the letterbox thing.
Sure.
I'll create a Conjuring list. And,
okay.
Good. Right. Fine. Let's go. Conjuring Last Rites.
Don't touch anything. Everything you see in here is either haunted, cursed, or been used in some sort of ritualistic practice. Nothing's a toy. Not even the toys.
If all these things are so evil, why do you keep them around? Why not just destroy them?
It's complicated. Sometimes that makes things worse. Sometimes they just won't let you.
That sounds ominous, Matt. So, The Conjuring, Last Rites. So this is supposedly, allegedly, the last film in the series. Probably more likely, Matt, the last film to feature Ed and Lorraine, Vera Farmiga, and Patrick Wilson, at least in those roles. I don't know if they're going to go dark for a while and reboot it. They do kind of set this film up, though, that maybe the daughter and her new husband maybe kind of take over that role and maybe look at like a Warren's 2.0 with them, then well into the 80s and 90s and aughts. Boy, I hope so. And they're brought in for that one last mission. See, Ed's got he's got a heart issue, and he can't really do this work anymore. but he gets dragged back in every time he thinks he's out. And though it takes about an hour and a half for that to happen. And they also feature him out. This is one of my favorite things, too, about this, right? I'm going to play another clip here.
This is an evil like nothing we faced before.
Except that's exactly wrong, because it's exactly an evil they faced before. It's the whole conceit of the film, and it's a issue where they bumble that as well. So basically, Warrens are retired. They have a young daughter. And then there's this family in Pennsylvania that works outside of a coal plant processing center or whatever. And their house brings in a mirror, which, again, if you want to see a great haunted mirror movie, watch Oculus by Mike Flanagan. All right. I still can't wrap my head around how that movie is as good and terrifying as it is, because when it's about a mirror. But still, he pulls it off. Here, there's a mirror that is possessed by three demons that are being manipulated by, three ghosts that are being manipulated by a demon, all in a plot to try and reclaim the soul of the Warrens' daughter that it tried to claim on their very first mission when Lorraine was pregnant. Daughter's now what? I don't know if she's like 20 or 30. I can't really tell. And I shouldn't say that. That's being mean to is it Mia Tomlinson? So I'll retract that. I apologize. It's more my just disdain. I'm disdain for this film and everything that's going on right now. I'm in a very dark place. So clearly, Matt, I did not care for this. What were your thoughts on Conjuring: The Last Rites? Was this a fine, good farewell to Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga in these roles, or are we done? Can we finally just nail the out of this goddamn franchise?
I mean, I hope so. I hope we're done. I mean, here's the thing. I like Patrick Wilson well enough, right? I think he's relatively he's fine in most things that he's in. I don't have no problem with Patrick Wilson. Vera Farmiga as Lorraine Warren, I find kind of annoying a little bit. Like I don't like I'm not saying that's a problem of her acting, just the characterization that she's putting out.
Okay.
And my major problem with these films is that they would be so much better if they didn't try and lean on the conceit that this thing was quote unquote real, right? Mm-hmm. Because these things keep getting crazier and crazier and more over the top. Whereas if it was like in a self-contained world, like if it was Insidious or the Sinister franchise, I would probably be much more on board with these things and buy much more into it. As far as PG-13 horror films go, it's fine. I mean, it's got the kind of typical jerky movements and creepy smiles and, jump scares and things like that. And the makeup and stuff is creepy, but it's all very kind of cliche and stuff that you've seen before. I mean, they kind of keep going to the same well with ever diminishing returns, right? And
yeah.
I mean, I think there's certainly other films in this franchise, which we're going to talk about, that are much, much worse than this, but I wouldn't say it's a particularly good horror film. I would say probably middle of the road for the franchise.
Yeah.
But not good as a horror film on its own.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. And it's okay. Wilson and Farmiga make it watchable for me.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And it's a lot better than I think the offensively dull The Devil Made Me Do It, which is really the nadir of the core Conjuring films. The offshoot ones are actually worse, I think, than that, perhaps. But that Devil Made Me Do It is just atrocious. And so Michael Chavis, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I apologize, though I don't care. Directed The Devil Made Me Do It, which I hate. The Nun 2, which is even worse. And then here. And I think he was involved, I thought, with the other one that also made me angry. La Llorona.
Mm-hmm.
Was he? Yeah, there you go. He directed that. That was his first entry into the Conjuring universe. And that film also offended me because I love the idea of getting into different cultures' stories And I think we could have really run with that, but instead we get this one offshoot that's just bad.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fun that he returns after delivering probably the 3 worst films in the franchise and brings nothing to the table for me. And it also has this really cheesy, bad reunion wedding scene at the end of the film where even James Wan, I believe, is there a couple times mugging it up for the camera. And also, too, Matt, why does it take so goddamn long to get to the house?
Right.
This film is over 2 hours long, and I think at no point justifies that runtime. But they don't get to the house until an hour 35, hour 45 or something like that. It takes a long time. And we have a lot of family drama. I don't know if because we're trying to set up the kid that she has this ability to kind of sense things too, and that the demon really is trying to get the kid. But it just takes forever for it to happen. Even then, they fumble it, right? So it's just, I don't know. It was bad. I found it very kind of boring and just waiting for something to kind of truly happen. I like, too, how they tease in the beginning where they say that it was like the most devastating case to the family when really all that happened is that the priest that they're friends with died. Spoiler again. Right, but they set it up like, well, Patrick Wilson's character, Ed's got a heart condition, so keep that in mind. Oh, and 2, what we could potentially do though at some point is maybe the daughter, maybe she's pregnant too. I thought they might go that route because the scene where she gets sick, but it's more just being in the presence of the evil, I guess, that causes the illness. So, there's just no real emotional stakes at any point in this film. You don't get wrapped up or to care about anything. It's the scares are just the same scares we've seen for like 6-7 movies now. There's nothing new to experience for this. To factor in my disdain for the Warrens, the real life Warrens too. I'm done. The first 2 films I like.
Mm-hmm.
I think after that we basically fall off the table. Well, no, there's the Annabelle film, right? That Flanagan did. Annabelle Creation. No, Flanagan didn't do that. David Sandberg did that. Forgive me.
Yeah.
But that's it. Kind of blow up our final segment, I guess. But still, yeah, it's I don't know. I don't want to talk about it anymore. It's I'm sitting at a D plus. It
D+.
really, maybe C minus because I like Wilson and Farmiga so much.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just no, it's not. No, D plus. To hell with this. I'm too angry.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm gonna give it a C plus. I think it's a mess and it's way too long. Or not C plus, sorry, C minus. I was thinking C minus, and you were saying D plus, and the plus was throwing me off there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, C minus. It's not. I've seen worse, and we're gonna talk about that. But yeah, it's not good.
I'll have to see. I wonder what I gave. Let me see if I have if we go far enough back in the report card where I can see what I gave the other ones. I better have given The Devil Made Me Do It like an F. It's not loading. You crashed the website, Matt. What did you do? Did you
Sorry, it couldn't handle 2 people on it at the same time.
I would not be surprised. I remember when I had to try to figure out how to do the SQL, the security thing to lock it down to make it safe. All right, it's loading up on my phone, so that's good. Let's try that, but I'm not going to be able to search it as well. This is good content. I hope everybody's enjoying this.
Mm-hmm.
All right, whatever. Well, I'll deal with it later. So where are we? That's it? We're good? Feedback at thefirstrun.com. If you had a chance to see The Conjuring Last Rites, I'll tell you this, it won't be the last one because this one did the biggest box office weekend of any of the films, from what I understand.
Really?
It cost $55 to make. It's sitting just under 200 mil right now. Gross. And listen, the kids like their scares. Matt and I still love them too. So I guess people are still going to be showing up. Maybe we go dark for a while. Mm-hmm. Maybe do a reboot or something. Find a way for the Warrens not to make a dime. That family to make a dime off this thing.
Right.
And somebody shoe Matt Rife in the nuts for me. And I think that'll start to shine some sunshine on my day.
Yeah, all right. So a lot of wishes there, but I hope it all works out for you.
I don't think it's going to happen. Feedback at thefirstrun.com. Matt, I'll spend a few minutes now and talk about what my thoughts on Spike Lee reuniting with Denzel to I gave The Devil Made Me Do It a C+.
Okay.
That is wrong. That is a if that's a C+, then this is a C, easy. And that is you gave the C to that one as well.
Okay.
So I must be shrouded in darkness for myself, and there must be some demon with its hand on my shoulder. Because this was better than that, and there's no way Devil Made Me Do It as a C+. There's no way.
We were feeling generous, I guess.
I guess. That's crazy to me.
Well, it just goes to prove that we're just a bunch of hacks, right?
That can't be right. Let me see if the Nun 2 is in here. The Nun 2. D. Yeah, baby.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Nun. Oh, I may not be able to go that far back. Oh, there it is. D again.
Okay.
You got a D- on that first one, buddy.
Well, they are terrible.
Annabelle Comes Home. C+. And then Annabelle Creation. B- for both of us.
Yeah. I've warmed on that film. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's guilty pleasure.
All right. The funny thing is now, do I have to rewatch Devil Made Me Do It? No.
Don't do that to yourself.
Why would I do that? All right. I'm going to give you my few thoughts on highest to lowest. So let's get that over with.
Answer the phone, please.
Okay. Relax. Hello.
King David. Now ain't this something?
Sorry?
I got your full attention now, huh? You finally listening to me.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Good.
You know you got the wrong boy, right?
Yeah, so I've heard. And I also learned you can never trust the help. But luckily for me, it was never about the boy. It was always about you.
Well, fair enough. But if it's about me, then you can't expect me to pay $17.5 million for somebody else's son if it's about me.
But then his blood is going to be on your hands then.
Well, that sounds rough. Matt, that is a clip from Spike Lee's latest joint, Highest to Lowest, a co-production between A24 and Apple TV, which makes me wonder if it's going to show up on HBO or not, on Max. HBO Max now? Whatever. I would think not. It'll probably show up on Apple TV. And it's a mess. I mean, if you like Spike Lee films and you're kind of up on Spike's work and his indulgences, it's the best and worst of Spike all wrapped up in one film. And so even in that clip, there are clues right there for the audience as to who are. Oh, let me reset. So Matt, you haven't seen it, so I'll tell people what it's about.
Okay.
Denzel, which I saw a clip, his name is actually Denzel. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
So he's a junior. And the story he's telling basically is that they're both Denzels. And then when their mother or, when his mom would say, Denzel, then they'd both go, yes. So at one point, our mom started calling him Denzel instead.
Interesting.
So that's what he went with, Denzel instead. But he's technically a Denzel.
Interesting.
There you go. So Denzel plays David King, a New York City music mogul and super rich dude. And he's trying to basically buy out his old partner because they're going to sell their record label to a company that wants to do AI generated music. And I appreciate this little monologue that Spike Lee and the group give Denzel, addressing kind of just how hollow and evil kind of AI generated music is. That's a nice little scene. So anyway, he's gathering all this money together to buy out his partners to stop this from happening, right? So in the interim, what happens then? His son is kidnapped, and he's going to have to take this money and to rescue his son. But it turns out what happens is they accidentally kidnap his driver's kid instead. Now he has the moral quandary. What do I do? Do I blow up my entire life and my empire to rescue my driver's son, who's actually a very good friend of mine as well? That's your moral quandary, right? But no, that's actually not what Lee is focused on here, I think, at all.
Okay.
Right. So unlike Kurosawa's original stone cold classic film, if you have not seen High and Low, watch that immediately, rectify that this weekend. Please check it out. I believe the 4K, the brand new 4K transfer that just dropped from Criterion is on the Criterion channel right now. So you can only stream it if you don't want to pay the money to buy it. But after you watch it, you're going to buy it. It's that good. So this time out, instead of focusing on kind of wealth and class and morality, right? The kidnapping serves only as a pretext, I guess, much like it does a Kurosawa film. But here, that's not what Spike's interested in. He's focused on the relationships between men and friendship and performative masculinity, particularly in Black culture, and what responsibilities maybe we have for each other, which I think as a noble cause and something that'd be interesting to watch, kind of having a different shift, a different view on Kurosawa's classic film. But one thing that Lee does is he drops the ball when it comes to maintaining the thriller aspects of it. He basically just abandoned it entirely. There's a chase scene kind of takes place on the subway, for lack of a better term, also at a Puerto Rican kind of pride festival as well, that festival provides the grounding music for this chase scene kind of thing in the subways when he's got to go drop off the money to rescue his driver's kid. And it's interesting because my biggest issue with this film, besides how melodramatic it is, I mean, it is seriously over the top, and how lazy sometimes it is in building of the mystery and the thriller part about getting his kid back or this kid back, right? Is Spike hires this guy, Howard Drawson, to score this film. And I'm just going to ask you, Matt, to watch the first 10 to 15 minutes of this movie. You don't have to watch it. Just watch the first 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay.
I can't get past how bad the score is. It's distracting. The whole thing. It's weird because it almost feels like it's an AI generated score, but it made me question every thought I've ever had about the purpose of music in a film. Like, how could I have misunderstood music? If Spike's doing this, what am I not getting? It is really bad. It's distracting. And what's another thing, too, that's weird is that it's almost at the same volume level as the dialogue.
Interesting.
And you have to listen. It's this very string orchestral focused kind of score, but tonally, it just trips up the entire film. And I'm watching this. I'm like, what is happening here? It's really that bad. So I looked online. I'm like, am I going nuts? There's a few people, some key critics I follow on Blue Sky, who had like the same reaction I had. So I felt better about that. But then I run Reddit, and some people are like, oh, the score is fantastic. And I'm like, what? So it's just really weird. And unfortunately for me, too, emotionally, the film is strangely inert as well. I don't know what it is, if his focus on the relationship and abandoning the thriller kind of aspects of it is what the problem is, or just treating it as like second thought stuff. I don't know. But Denzel, of course, as you heard in that clip, that when the phone's ringing, it's ringing for like a good 10 Mississippi before he picks it up, if not longer. That's why the cop says to him, pick up the phone. He goes, everybody relax. Just classic kind of Denzel, over the top-ish kind of stuff.
Sure.
So he makes it watchable for that. That's the only saving grace for me, really, in the film, is Denzel's performance. And that kind of subway money drop-off scene is pretty cool. But outside of that, I'm sitting at a C-, highest to lowest.
Wow.
I don't know if you really need to see this, Matt. But I would, like I said, I'd ask you to watch the first 10 minutes or so just to see what I'm talking about with that score. It is really over the top and just ridiculous.
All right. I'll watch it that first 10, 15 minutes, and I'll give you the definitive answer on what is the way to treat this score. Is it Chris is on the money, or is he crazy and Reddit is right?
We'll have to see about that. All right. So what did I say? C-, C-. Have you seen highest to lowest? I think still playing in some art house theaters. At least it is here in Tampa. But you can catch it on Apple TV Plus or whatever the hell it is right now, folks, if you want to check it out. So good times. All right, Matt. Let's close this sucker out and let's do a quick little ranking of the Conjuring films. And let's go old school.
We are beyond terrified. We don't know what's going on or what to do. Can you help us?
Yes, we can. Firstly, there's no such thing as Annabelle. And there never was.
Ghosts don't possess such power. I think what we have here is something extremely manipulative. It's something inhuman.
It was a big mistake acknowledging this, though. And through that, the inhuman spirit tricked you. You gave it permission to infest your lives.
What's an inhuman spirit?
It's something that's never walked the earth in human form. It's something demonic.
So the doll was never possessed?
No, it was used as a conduit. It was moved around to give the impression of possession. Demonic spirits don't possess things. They possess people. It wanted to get inside of you.
Gross, bro. All right, Matt. So I'm trying to add these suckers real fast. Why don't you pull up a little Wikipedia action or something, and let's kind of talk about these films here for a minute, all right?
Okay.
So you got, read them off to me kind of in order to give the crowd what exactly we're going to be talking about here.
Okay, let's see here. All right, so the first one, obviously, we'll go from first to as far as release date goes. So first is The Conjuring, directed by James Wan. Then we have the first spinoff, Annabelle. Then we get The Conjuring 2, Annabelle Creation, The Nun, Annabelle Comes Home, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, The Nun 2, and The Conjuring Last Rites. I don't know why The Curse of La Llorona is not on here, but it's not in the Wikipedia page, but that is also a part of the franchise.
You know what's funny? I cannot remember Annabelle Comes Home in any capacity.
Neither can I.
I forgot the film even existed.
Mm-hmm.
We must have done it for the show. We must have. Did you see that, just to further distract, the Tron Steelbook debacle?
No, I didn't see that.
So the two Tron films, the first two are coming out, and there's a whole thing like they're selling out everywhere. They're in 4K and only in Steelbooks, though.
Right.
And they're selling out everywhere.
Interesting.
You a Steelbook guy? You're not a big physical media. You don't buy that much stuff anyway.
Not like you do, no. I mean, there's a few things that I want things, but it's a matter of they have to get to the right price, or it has to be something I really want to try and get my hands on. But I'll buy a Steelbook, but I won't buy them, if there's a cheaper version around.
Yeah. So we did do Annabelle Comes Home, C and C+.
Okay.
C for me, C+ for you.
Okay.
We did it with The Love Witch.
Oh, wow. Good pairing.
Right. There you go. I did just get Ballerina. I got the.
Oh, nice.
I was going back and forth on Ballerina, but came out today. It's just that that second half of the film when Stileski, however, takes over from Wiseman and actually makes a John Wick film.
Yeah,
it's much better. And that flamethrower is still pretty cool. All right. Conjuring films. Where are we going to start, Matt? What do you think is the worst film in the franchise?
Ooh, that is a good question. I think it probably comes down to, did I hate The Nun more, or did I hate The Curse of La Llorona more? I think The Nun is the worst one, the first one.
I think The Nun 2 is the worst of all of them.
Okay. You know what? You can talk me into that as well.
Did you think Nun 2 is better than the first one?
I mean,
we both gave the second one D's, and then I gave it D, and you gave it a D- for the first one. All right. Yeah. So by that rationale, then The Nun is worse than The Nun 2. I'm surprised by that. I would probably go the other way, but the grade letters are what they are.
Right.
So what about The Curse of La Llorona? And then we're going to be talking about some Annabelle films next, I'd imagine, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Curse of La Llorona comes next. Bottom three.
Did you? You must have seen it at some point, or I dropped the ball on this. Right now, the only rating is from me at a C-.
Yeah, I didn't see it for the show, but I did catch up with it later.
So you want to go La Llorona above the Nuns, near the bottom?
Yeah.
All right. So now we're into Annabelles and Conjurings only.
Okay.
And I will pull up the Annabelle scores.
Okay.
That I can find. I think the first one, we don't have the scorecard in it. It's too old. What Comes Home is a C for me, a C+ for you.
Mm-hmm.
and then Creation, we're both a B-.
Yeah. So I guess the question is, do we hate the original Annabelle more than we hate The Devil Knows You're Dead, or The Devil Made Me Do It?
I'm not sure about that. I would probably go Annabelle above The Devil Made Me Do It.
Okay.
Are you comfortable with that?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
All right, so that drops The Devil Made Me Do It then below Annabelle, but what about Annabelle Comes Home?
Well, I think, again, going by the scores, I really did not like Annabelle, and I would say Annabelle Comes Home would be next.
Okay.
So then I guess, do we like Annabelle Comes Home more? Not that either one of us can remember watching that movie. Do we like it more than the one we just saw?
My grade would say yes.
Okay. So
then
then
come home at a C. You have it a C+. So.
All right. So then I guess maybe Last Rites is next, and then Annabelle Comes Home?
Yep. All right. So that leaves us Annabelle Creation, The Conjuring 2, and The Conjuring.
Yeah. This is where we get down to the gritty. Now, if we went by the scores, right, I'm guessing that at the time I said that I liked The Conjuring 2 more than I liked Annabelle Creation, but I think I like Annabelle Creation more than I like The Conjuring 2.
The Conjurings are too old. They're not in the report card. They're
okay.
Too old.
Okay.
So you're saying Annabelle Creation above, say that again.
The Conjuring 2.
All right. See, I struggle with that. I think I may even like The Conjuring 2 over the first one.
Really?
I think so. That's the one where they go to England, right?
Yeah.
And Wan is still in the director's chair. That's been our big issue, I think. So again, Sandberg did Creation, which we both like a lot. Mm-hmm. First cost $40 million to make. They made $322 on that one. What did the first one do? Because remember, money equals quality. About the same, box office wise, and cost half as much.
Yeah, I don't know. I think The Conjuring 2 is kind of where all of the foundations of, I think, all the things that have become bad about the franchise really get laid out there, right? Whereas the first one is just kind of a straight up haunted house film, right? Whereas this is all demonic possession, and Lorraine's having visions of Ed's death, and there's creepy, things hanging out in the museum, and Patrick Wilson singing Elvis and all this kind of stuff, right? So I mean, I don't know. It's way more. It's much more, but I don't know if that's a good thing in this case.
And I'm good with that. All right, so I'm good with it going Conjuring 2, then Creation, then the first Conjuring film.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable with that?
I think so, yeah. And I think the reason for me anyway, at least those top two, even if they're not, excellent all the way through, they have some really, really effective scares in them, even for being PG-13, and there's some really suspenseful, cringe-inducing and some good jump scares as well.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right, so we've saved it, and let's nail it down. I have to keep scrolling. I don't know why it's not showing up on my list right now. All right, so it's 10 films, counting from worst to best. The Nun, then The Nun 2, which all right, Curse of La Llorona, Devil Made Me Do It, Annabelle, The Conjuring, Last Rites, Annabelle Comes Home, Conjuring 2, Annabelle Creation, and then the OG Conjuring. Is your number?
I'm comfortable with that.
That works for me. Again, you can find the shows, I guess. And I think I know, right? Yeah, I'll put TFR in front of it when we have a combo list like that. Independent of that, then it's not. And it's my own. And it's Chris Scalzo. Just look it up on Letterboxd. You can follow me and I'll follow you. Matt's on there too. Matt, what's your handle, as the kids say?
I'm pretty sure it's Thurston Third. Pretty sure.
I got to update this damn thing. I was on a tear with it for a while. And then again, I have not updated. Let's see what the last film I logged was. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was 28 years later.
Oh, wow. Wow, we've watched a lot. I'm caught up to The Toxic Avenger.
Yeah, and I've watched a bunch of stuff since then, too. Independent. Like, I've watched almost all the Friday the 13th movies again. I've watched a bunch of stuff. All right, good enough. How would you rank your Conjuring films? Shoot us an email at feedback@thefirstrun.com. Classic old school first run episode. Matt, what's coming up next week on the big show?
So next week we are going to see the sequel that I didn't know I needed, and maybe I don't need it, is Spinal Tap 2. I'm very nervous about this film because I really adore the first one, and I don't know if it's a big mistake to try and go back to the well one more time. And I'm not going to make Chris go see it, but I'm also going to go see The Long Walk as a Stephen King adaptation to go check that out.
Oh, I'd like to hear about it. Yeah, I don't know if I could pull that off. If I can, I will, but I don't know if I can. But you'll have to let us know how it is, Matt. Sounds good.
Fantastic.
In the meantime, check us out at thefirstrun.com. You can find archives of all the old shows. There's a player there. You just hit play, and you can start rifling through all of them. The report card is there for most of the movies. And then what else? There is, I guess, more. I don't know. Head over to also YouTube, Instagram, and Blue Sky. Do a search for The First Run. Scroll. Eventually you'll find us. And then over to Apple Podcasts. Give us a review to help other people find the show. So that's going to be it. We're going to go ahead, take an extended break. Everybody, please take care of yourselves. We love you very much, and we will see you soon.
Answer the phone, please.
Okay.